I guess it's time to go.
I'll let you guys know.
Breaking news.
breaking
DJ
news.
Radio.
He looks like a Cuban that's been dead for 3 weeks.
Look in Baker's eyes. I think we were on the same level.
He looks like Matilda's daddy that sells cars.
Danny DeVito?
I think he danced in front of us for about an unnecessarily long time.
Based on a rundown.
Featuring Val. Yours truly. We're talking about
Other players, there was Maddox, Glavin, Smoltz, Avery.
Is John, hit us with it.
This is all pointless right now because you have no idea what anyone's going to do in free agency.
Jeff Blauser, Chipper Jones.
I was going to say, we're Chipper.
His English is not tremendous.
Oh, whoa, what the heck?
I remember when Doug Flutie had got benched for that 6'5", just athletic quarterback who was trash.
I'm sorry to say this. I don't think he's been that good.
Oh, whoa, what the heck?
Still, if Kevin Pritchard walked up to me, I wouldn't know.
I don't think anybody is going to shy away from calling the NCAA corrupt and money grabbers.
This is Crime Dog right here. This is D-Crime. This is Fred McGriff.
My whole thing
they
is
have a chance to do that with Dak.
I never said
Music on. Is that me?
No, it's a fucking train. I'll mute myself until it passes.
So everything we say right now can be changed in a month and a half.
I'd say an F the Chiefs.
Whoever wants to go back on the business side of things.
I'm enjoying the game.
I used to fight.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I want
I just told that.
Are officially live.
Oh, boy. My heart is beating fast right now.
I almost went right back into the intro.
Yeah.
Because it's the best intro.
I was going to let it go. So
Do we play it again? No, I'm just kidding. No. It is March 11th. A little turned up in the microphone there in the headset. It is March 11th, 8:07 p.m. 2021, the year of our Lord. This is GJ Radio Show. I'm G. That's Jay.
Yep. And today was the first day of glorious college basketball for a cool 12 hours at least. We'll see how the Pac-12 does tonight. I'm not real sure, but they'll probably go at 11 p.m. But basketball at 10:30 a.m. I'm here for it.
Yes, we'll get into that later. But this is the time of year where you and I and all of us get a chance to look at the field, all the teams that are filling out the NCAA bracket this year, because a lot of the blue bloods aren't going to be in it. Duke won't be in it. That's a big one. Duke. It's the first time since 1995 that the Duke Blue Devils will not be participating in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah,
that's
they had a chance to make it, and a walk-on comes down with COVID and ruins everything.
Leave it to a walk-on to ruin everything. So a lot of teams are down this year. Kansas isn't, they were still the second best team in the Big 12, but they weren't world beaters like they normally are. You have the ACC is absolutely wide open right now. I was watching Georgia Tech versus Miami. An awesome game earlier. The Georgia Tech versus it shouldn't have been. Miami was 10-16. There's no reason that Miami should have been in the game at all, but they were. That's tournament play. Anyone can play. It's everyone's 0-0.
Yeah, this is where you fall in love with one player from a team that isn't ranked in the top 10, and then you follow that guy through the tournament and maybe pick that team to go to Elite Eight or Final Four just because that guy can light it up, and you watched him play this week. So
you go back through the years. You have guys like Mike Dom, Steph Curry is one that comes to mind. Jimmer. These are the guys that they come from the mid majors or the small schools that end up before Gonzaga is what it is now. You had Adam Morrison. Going toe to toe with JJ Redick for Player of the Year. I'm trying to think who else. Who else are some?
Gordon Hayward.
The Butler kids.
Babyface assassin. That kid from Oakland. The real short guy that could just light it up. I think he got drafted by Miami. Was it? It's not Kendrick Dunn, is it? Man, his name is escaping me right now.
No, but I'm trying. Yeah, no, I'm just trying to go through. I have a list of the 50 best players that from the 2000s. I just wanted to go through guards though, because I mean, you know, small schools. It's like Jameer Nelson at St. Joe's.
Yeah, he was good. That St. Joe's team was good. That team made a couple runs.
They did. I'm just finding all the small school guys here. It's mostly like, you know, the Power 5 schools, but occasionally you'll run into Matt Howard. He was the other guy that ran with Gordon Hayward.
Yeah. Yep.
Remember
and
him?
they had Mack. Sheldon Mack.
Yeah. Was it it was Sheldon Mack. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was awesome. And then those are the only, you know, small school guys that I can think of. But yeah, this is the time of year for, you know, college kids to make their names known who otherwise wouldn't be known. You know, we know the top prospects, the guys who are, you know, all the top players for the upcoming draft and everything like that. But, you know, for the rest of the field, you know, if you're outside of those 60 kids that get drafted every year, this is that time where you build your name up to potentially own that car dealership in that small college town you're from.
Yeah. Kendrick Nunn did go to Oakland.
Okay.
But I was thinking of Kay Felder, 5'9", and could just light it up. And I think he led his team to a couple upsets, possibly in the tournament. He is currently a free agent in the NBA. Last played with the Cavaliers, but he.
Well, good.
That's who I was thinking of. So,
well, good. Yeah, we are in the swing of college basketball postseason, though, and yeah, is Oklahoma State getting to play? I heard that they weren't going to.
Oklahoma State in terms of NCAA tournament or
the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, as far as I know, they are still awaiting their appeal to be heard.
I feel like I'm on constant Oklahoma State watch.
Yeah, I feel like the NCAA is not going to drop the hammer now, especially with them winning today in a great game versus West Virginia. They play Baylor tomorrow. Going to be a great game, and I think they're just too exciting to leave out of the tournament, especially in a year like this. Especially not having a tournament last year, to leave one of your most exciting teams out of it would not be good business for a business like NCAA.
So Duke just quit, right? So
yeah,
they had to run they pretty much had to run the table though in order to make it, right? Like they were going to have to win out. I don't
think they had to win the ACC, but I think they had to go deep. I think they at least had to make the championship game, and I don't think that was going to happen. So it seems like a very Coach K ploy.
That's what I was getting at. I was like, this seems like a very Coach K thing to do, to just like, oh well, you know, that's just COVID. That's what kept us out this year. It was that gosh darn COVID.
I was waiting to hear that it was Coach K that had COVID, because he always has some health ailment whenever the teams are struggling. Things are going bad. Yeah, he'll faint on the sideline or something like that. I think he's got like vertigo or something, and or maybe that was that's Roy Williams. I think has vertigo. They all have some ailment when things go bad that they pull out of the hat.
We're killing Coach. We got to start playing better, fellas.
Right.
He's dying.
Really spark up the team. So
no, I mean, it's a great ploy. Apparently, all the greats do it. I guess that's the one thing Bill Self's missing from his repertoire is some sort of health issue. You know, Urban Meyer's mastered that.
Yeah, I mean,
when
Urban
things
had it
going south, it's
Coach K, Coach Williams.
Need to start spending time with my family.
Yep, my heart can't take it until there's a better job.
Yeah, well,
give it another go.
This is pretty much the quarterfinals for all of the
big
major conferences,
Power Fives.
So
I'm always amazed how fast it goes. I mean, quarterfinals today, semifinals tomorrow, and then I think the Big Ten is. I think the quarterfinals start tomorrow
for the Big Ten.
Then, yeah, the semifinals Saturday and
done.
the finals on Sunday.
Yeah, they're
right
done
before
Sunday.
the selection. But Big 12, the finals on Saturday. So
right, we'll have a champion crowned. It'll probably be Baylor.
Yeah, but hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. So OK State might kick it in gear. We'll see.
Yeah, that Cade Cunningham kid sure is good.
Yeah, it's nice being a 6'8" point guard.
Bold prediction here. I bet he goes number 1 overall.
Yeah, pretty bold of you. Teams like that Jalen Green, though, that he's a G League guy. I went straight from high school to G League.
Oh,
he's
yeah.
lighting it up.
He was the number 2. He was the number 2 recruit coming out of
high
school. You had 2 superstars. One went the college route. One went the G League route. Pretty soon to be the overtime elite league or whatever it was.
Yep.
Whenever that kicks up.
Yeah, so while we're talking about college hoops, I brought this up pre-show. Amateur sports are now being sponsored officially in name. Michigan State Spartans just struck a 5-year deal with Rocket Mortgage, which is Detroit-based, and their parent company is Quicken Loans, and the Quicken Loans owner owns the Cleveland Cavaliers. Well, they have now put their stamp on Michigan State Spartans basketball name, as they will be announced probably only at their own home games as Michigan State Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage. So
it's possibly the greatest thing I've ever.
Yeah, it's pretty akin to your Little League baseball team having a local company sponsor your team, your jerseys or whatever, and you wearing that jersey on the back. See it a lot in like Japanese sports. Here's the article with like the Kia Tigers, and then of course NBA's got a bunch of logos, a bunch of sponsorships, and their logos on their jerseys. But this one was weird, especially being amateur sports. But it just kind of goes with
college sports. It's hilarious.
Yeah, NCAA is just as greedy as they come. So.
Yeah, I'm trying. Obviously, it's taking a little bit for this to pop up. My computer just might explode. Yeah, there it is. Michigan State announces basketball team will now be called MSU Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
And here come your Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage. It actually kind of rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, but another bucket for the Spartans, presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Ooh, that bucket presented by Rocket Mortgage. They're just going to shorten it instead of being the Spartans.
Yeah, and they're going to be Spartans is going to be totally gone.
It's just going to be Rocket Mortgage. The Rockets.
Yeah. Michigan State, presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Michigan State, the Rocket Mortgages.
Yeah.
That's so. What is Sparty going to be like?
Yeah, maybe his jersey will be like just Rocket Mortgage or something, because he wears that green or armor or whatever. It's just going to be Rocket Mortgage, or it's going to be like your mortgage bills just plastered all over him. I don't know. Maybe he'll just turn into a rocket. Maybe he won't be Sparty anymore. It'll be Rockety.
I'm trying to see, like, do they have the MSU Spartans presented by Rocket Mortgage feel the hype? I love how it's written. Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Does Tom Izzo have to go out and recruit kids to be like, man, we would love to see you in that Spartan presented by Rocket Mortgage, green and white?
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, we'll put you up in a house. We know a guy, Rocket Mortgage.
Hey, are you? Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, look, it's not illegal and improper benefits. Okay, we're just helping his parents get a mortgage. It's
yeah. Uh oh, we lost him. Too much power from that computer. He'll be back, but Jay is still here, and I'll carry the torch. it's a very interesting topic when you talk about, hey, here he is from a separate computer, has himself muted. I don't know if he knows that. Still can't hear you. You're still muted. You're muted. Here we go.
Yeah, this is why we had two computers going.
Yep.
Because I didn't think that this one would just absolutely hit the kaputs like that. But
yep. You said your computer might blow up, and it
I did. It was going pretty hot. I probably need to turn off screen sharing on the article. It was good. It was a good read.
Yeah, well, we had it. It was nice.
Anyway, it's a good segue. It's not really a good segue. Speaking of things that won't work.
Yeah, things that might blow up in your face. There we go.
Myers Leonard.
Boy, where do you start on him?
You know, I don't know. That's the best part is I'm completely at a loss with what happened.
Yeah, I guess his plea was ignorance, that he didn't know that was a bad word. Kind of like very child-esque. I didn't know it was a bad word. And that was kind of his plea.
Why did you use it then?
Yeah, I guess he'd heard people use it in a kind of derogatory tone and thought it wasn't any worse than the F word. No one could take offense. I don't know. Not a good look for a guy who kind of, whatever your feelings were on kneeling for the national anthem or whatever, he kind of made it about him by making it a thing that he stood. So he was already
one of those guys that was like, I refuse to.
Yeah. So
he's
he's already
just not do it. Did he write a piece about it though?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was.
He made it about himself. Which, I'm with you. If he just stood up and
hey, look,
whatever,
there's money on both sides.
Family.
There's money on both sides, and there's so few people pandering to that side. You got to go for the grift. I don't blame him at all in that regard.
Yeah, but then to do this, really, racist, anti-Semitic, it's just not a good look for him. Especially as we discussed, Adam Silver, Jewish, his owner, raised Jewish. So not a good look. Going to be tough for him to crack a lineup anytime soon. And he's pretty much got no trade value.
He's also just very okay.
Yeah. It's not like he's like a superstar player. He's just a backup big man that can take, starters minutes in a pinch.
You can hit the occasional three.
Yeah, but he's not going to do. He's very Kelly Olynyk. He's not going to do anything great for you, but he'll do just enough to keep minutes. But I don't know how, especially playing for a team like Miami that has veterans like Jimmy Butler and somehow Udonis Haslem is still in Jersey. A lot of guys that are tough vets, alpha males. I think his time in Miami is probably done. And did you see him take the phone call while he was playing afterwards?
Oh, Jimmy Butler?
No, Myers Leonard. So he was playing the game on Twitch after he said what he said, and it kind of blew up in his face. He didn't know anything. He gets a phone call, and he kind of steps away and takes the call, and you could tell. I don't know if it was Pat Riley or his agent or his brother. I don't know, but you could tell they're telling him, "What did you do?"
I need to find this video.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it. His whole demeanor changes, and he gets right back on. He's like, "Hey guys, hey,
if you can find it and text it to me, that would be amazing."
Yeah, let me see. It's I might have liked it or something on Twitter, so I might have it somewhere. It was pretty funny. He just kind of, you could tell he didn't know he did anything wrong, and then he gets that call, and
yeah. Now
not good.
I have to find this video because we need to watch it.
Yeah,
I don't care about it's like we already know what he said, but
yeah,
I want to see the finding out that what he just said is a no.
yeah. Speaking of videos that I liked, did you see that that sports anchor in like Brazil or South America or wherever it was? They were talking about sports, and they were like panning the camera around, and they had this huge like screen in the background, like for their green screen or something, and it came flying down, just flattened one of the guys talking, and the host just kind of like looked, and then he like kept going, like the show must go on.
That's a professional.
Yeah, very professional. But it was, I couldn't imagine, like if I was like talking to you right now and that TV, somehow jumped off the wall and flattened you. I'm not sure I'm going to be keeping my my cool. So
okay, so Myers Leonard, like he did mess up. I do want you to send me that video, but I forgot. Michael Rappaport did a response to him. I don't know if you saw that, and I can't really stand that guy. Like,
yeah, I'm not a big Michael Rappaport fan.
He's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah. But basically he was like yelling at he made a little rant video, cussing him out and calling him, all sorts of names and stuff like that, as though like that's gonna as though that's the solution.
I know you had put it on our page. The Julian Edelman reaching out was a cool deal.
Yeah, no, I was pulling that up right now. I have it pulled up right now. Julian Edelman wrote a letter to Myers Leonard, an open letter to Myers Leonard. He says, "So we've never met. I hope we can one day soon. I'm sure you've been getting lots of criticism for what you said. Not trying to add to that. I just want to offer some perspective. I get the sense that you didn't use that word out of hate, more out of ignorance. Most likely you weren't trying to hurt anyone or even profile Jews in your comment. That's what makes it so destructive. When someone intends to be hateful, it's usually met with great resistance. Casual ignorance is harder to combat and has greater reach, especially when you command great influence. Hate is like a virus. Even accidentally, it can rapidly spread. I'm down in Miami fairly often. Let's do a Shabbat dinner with some friends. I'll show you a fun time." Julian Edelman. Yeah,
Julian Edelman is a cool guy. I think we can all agree with that. He's a good-looking dude. Likes to party, likes to have a good time, but you can tell he's also pretty intelligent.
At the very least, he's a nice fella.
Yeah, for sure.
At the very
I
least,
sent you via Twitter DM. I sent you the Myers Leonard, him getting a phone call. He muted it, but you can kind of tell his demeanor kind of all changes, and he comes back on and says, "Hey guys, I gotta go." It's about 45 seconds long.
Okay, I found it. I gotta log into since my computer, dude. This whole, I thought I fixed my computer, but I did. The battery in it needs to be replaced or whatever, so it's not really loading, or it's not really charging up at all. So like I sort of had it juiced up for a little bit, and then within the first 20 minutes of the show, it died. So it is what it is. I'm finding that video.
To circle back on college basketball, one of my picks has already
Oh,
Not
Colton
more.
Bracco. Hey.
Checking in. All right.
Frisco's own. Frisco,
right.
Texas' own Colton Bracco.
The man, the myth. Georgetown upsets Villanova. Number 1 seed Villanova.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing, is his team going to make a run here, make the dance? They're 10-12. They only shot is to win the Big East, and pretty good start beating Nova. We've got Creighton and UConn left, but I think they're going to get – they don't have to get them until the championship.
Well, who do they play next round?
They're going to play Seton Hall, winnable game. Make it all the way to the finals, and you never know.
Seton Hall's been pretty solid over the last couple of years.
Yeah, but they're kind of down this year. They did beat the 4 seed St. John's, but Seton Hall is the 5 seed in the Big East. I don't think Seton Hall is a tournament team unless they win. So Big East might have a team take an at-large bid or take away an at-large bid from other teams if Seton Hall or Georgetown can.
Okay, I've got the video.
Why don't you give that a look-see?
I've got the video. Hold on. Let's share the screen real quick. Here's Myers Leonard appearing to get a phone call. All right. Let's see. All right, he's playing video games, Oh,
yeah, but it's there we go.
Oh, sorry. He's got to take a quick phone call, he says.
Yep. And he's muted.
And his hair's dyed.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is his hair dyed blonde?
Yeah, it is.
Boy, he must think he's like professional video gamer, because isn't that what they all do? They all dye their hair blonde.
They all try to look like me.
Yeah, maybe he played football at South Lake Carroll. I don't know.
Hey, that means he made it to playoffs, though.
Yeah.
And he hangs up, and he's just up. Here go the headphones. I better turn this off.
Hey, I got to roll.
Oh, my wife is. Oh, he says it was his wife.
Yeah, I don't think it might have been his wife, but
it was his
she
wife.
was delivering some bad news.
That news was I got to get off video games because I think I might have just ruined everything. Do you know how much money he's made in his career so far?
I don't. Do you have that? Are you asking me or asking me to tell me because you have it on hand?
I have it off the top of my head because I heard it today. He's made more than $60 million in his career.
Wow.
Since being drafted out of the University of Illinois.
Man. Must be nice just being 7 feet tall. I mean,
dude, 60 million.
Man. If we were just 7 feet tall we have probably comparable skills. We're just not 7 feet tall. You know what I mean?
I mean, if we just get more viewers, if we just somehow come up with better content.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of better content, this is probably the best time ever to announce this weekend. Well, you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
But this weekend at Graham Stadium, Prestonwood Christian Academy.
Yep.
In Plano, Texas, the North Texas Amateur Baseball League is hosting their annual tryouts for every single league, from rookie to 18 and up to 40 and up, 60 and up, the whole thing. And GJ Radio, the show, is going on the road, and we will be broadcasting bright and early from the ballpark, watching everyone get some tossing, evaluating talent, basically being the eyes and ears for those who can't be there leading up to the league's draft. But it is possibly the biggest moment of the show thus far.
It's basically the combine for NTABL. So
It's exactly what it is, and we are the exclusive program for the league.
We are the NFL network of the league. So
essentially, so that's just something exciting. I just wanted to make that announcement so that way, ultimately, we could just clip it out and share the news because it's huge. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna be looking at a bunch of people toss the ball around, talking about them, going and interviewing, managers and things like that. Really getting some practice before, professional baseball starts and we're on the road, wherever, whatever major league team tells us to be at.
Yep, and with the Rangers going to 100% capacity, big news for baseball fans everywhere. I think.
Yes, that is actually amazing news, Josh. What a great segue into professional baseball talk, which the biggest news in the world is since the entire world is shut down, nobody has been able to open up 100%. No stadium has allowed full capacity. And the Texas, in any sport, no professional sport at all has allowed 100% capacity. The possibility for 100% capacity. The Texas Rangers are the first team in the world, Texas, first in the world to open up in the COVID era.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
And
going back to normal. Nature is healing.
I think that this was clearly a ploy by the Rangers front office to hopefully fill their new stadium. They have a brand new ballpark. They need to fill it. What better way to get Texans out to a stadium that's not, it's not in a baseball town. Texas, Arlington, Dallas, DFW, it's not baseball town.
Yep, Josh baseball town. Pretty clear.
And he did. And a lot of people got pissed off about it. They were happy that he left to go to Anaheim. All because of, he said this isn't a baseball town. It's not. And that's why the Rangers, had to go ahead and pull the trigger on saying that they're going to allow full attendance because it's, it's like, hey, our team sucks. Our fans aren't great. So we're just going to give everyone an opportunity to stick it, to the rest of the world and say, hey, we're going to show up and not wear masks and sit in the, packed stadium. Again, will they reach 100% capacity? Josh, do you think that they sell out?
I think it's going to work for a couple of weeks. And then the novelty of it is going to wear off. And a couple of weeks might be a little long.
I was about to say a couple of weeks is long if you're winning.
Also, opening day for the Rangers' new ballpark is a Monday. That's a tough slant going against you already. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you probably don't expect to have full attendance, even if you are good in Texas, or you're at least decent. You don't have one of the worst teams in the league. But I think it's going to work for a little while. And a lot of times early in the season, some of these bad teams they string together some wins. They'll win a few in a row, and
they don't know they're bad yet,
right? And so people are going to be like, well, I went to all three opening day games, the opening weekend or week, and they won all three. So I'm just going to keep going. So I think it'll work for a very short time period, and then it'll go down. I saw Maryland and the Baltimore Orioles are opening up like 65%. But I think 2 years ago when you could go to games, they only averaged like 35% capacity. So they're going to be basically 100% capacity of their fans.
Wait, the Orioles are?
Well, they have 65%, but 2 years ago they only averaged like 35%.
Oh, okay.
Capacity. So everybody who wants to go to a game in Baltimore is going to be able to go to a game and probably bring a friend. So nature's healing. I think the Cubs and the White Sox have 20% now with hopes to have 100% this season. which is my hope as well. I'd love to catch a few games in the bleachers this year. Missed out on it last year. So,
yeah, and then we've got, well, hopefully Red Sox Yankees this summer.
Yep, that'll be sweet. We TJ Radio will be on the road.
Yeah, I
Boston,
forget, man.
hopefully.
We've got a lot. We've got a lot that, you know.
Yeah, we didn't even
got going on this summer. That, you know, just this year in general, as far as trips and stuff go.
Well, and we didn't even mention the following Sunday. So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, Neds have our first scrimmage. Wouldn't surprise me if we had some in-game interviews, testing that out and seeing how enjoyable that is. So maybe a little bit of experimenting being done, and you guys can be the first to witness that.
Yeah, well, the thing is with the scrimmage is that it's going to be our first chance to really work on our broadcast. I think the scrimmage. More so than
That's
games.
What I'm saying is we get the broadcast.
And I'm like, more so than working on our, fielding and just working on getting into, just seeing live pitching and stuff like that. That's great and all and whatnot. The thing we need to focus on between now and next Sunday, not this coming Sunday, but the following, is we need to make this broadcast the best possible broadcast it can be for, the team. Obviously, we've got our show. The show's fine. Once the season starts, we're going to be able to have the voice of the Neds on constantly. He'll be dying to come on the show. But between now and then, I mean, we could be having in-game, post-game interviews, pre-game interviews, in-game interviews, in-game on the field interviews. We could get to the point where, Josh, you're going up there as the leadoff hitter with an earpiece in, talking to my dad on the headset, like, okay, that looked like a changeup. I was just, I should have pulled the trigger on it. Didn't, it might become a distraction at some point, but it's all about the content.
I mean, yeah, it's for the product. I'm willing to take some missed swings.
Speaking of missed swings, Josh, you tell the story about your bat. Because I was like, when you asked me that, when you said I was just like kind of throwaway as far as just like, oh yeah, no, I totally remember that. But then you're like, well, I got it. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah. So brief story here. My wonderful fiance got me a sweet bat for the season. I'm very prone to breaking bats. I think I've probably shattered at least 6 bats in 2 seasons. It's a pretty expensive hobby to do. In fact, this is a part of one of my bats that got shattered.
Made by Adam Altman.
Adam Altman made me a bottle opener out of a bat. But so my fiance gets me a really sweet bat. It's got my name engraved in it, my number on the knob. Just really sweet. I think the first swing I took with it, I ripped a double down the left field line. Was a pretty good pitcher. Feeling good about it. That pitcher had broken 2 of my bats in previous seasons already, so felt good about it. I think it was the second game I break it. This is in July, so
and it was it was a brand new bat.
Yeah. I mean, it'd probably been hit 3 times. So I emailed the guy and said, hey, I don't know if you do a 30-day warranty. And he said, actually, we do. Great. He said, send me a picture of the bat so I can verify that it's broken, and we'll get a new one out to you. So I take a picture of the bat. It's got a hairline fracture by the handle. I said, great, I'll get it out to you. Well, I don't hear anything from the guy for about a month and a half. And I'm like, wow, well, this is weird. So I emailed the guy again. This is now September. I'm saying, hey, just seeing where you're at with this bat. You told me you're going to send one out, and I don't get anything back. I wait a couple weeks. I email him again, and he finally emails back and he's like, hey, we're having just a tough time finding material to do it, to make bats. We're really behind. At this point, season's over, so I'm not really in that big of a rush. So he said, yeah, we'll get it out to you. I don't hear from him in another month. Email him again. Don't hear anything. Another month. email again. Still way behind, but we'll get it out to you as soon as possible. And he's not going to make anything off this bat because it's a warranty bat. So I know I'm low priority. And again, season's still 4 months away. I'm not really worried about it. Then we're into the new year, and I'm still.
It's still been 4 months.
Yeah, and I didn't want to forget about it because I'd forget about it, and then season comes around and I don't have a bat. I've got to go and buy another bat. So I email him and he's like, "Yeah, we'll get it worked on." Okay, don't hear anything for another month. So finally, a couple of weeks ago, after emailing him and not hearing anything, I messaged their Facebook, which I assume is probably run by the same guy who owns the company. They're probably a small baseball bat company. And I'm like,
Probably
hey,
some guy in his garage that just happens to have a
So I'm like, hey,
machine.
I have been trying to reach out to you. I haven't gotten any correspondence back. I'm just trying to see where this bat's at. If I'm going to get it, if I'm not going to get it, if I'm not going to get it, then so be it. But I just want to know.
And how much how much was this bat?
It was like a $125 bat.
I was about to say it wasn't a cheap bat.
I had on discount, so the bat's like $250,
right?
Regularly priced. And he's finally like, okay, I hear you. I'm behind, but I'll get it out to you soon. And I'm like, okay. So I don't hear anything for another month. So last week I messaged him and I said, hey, just seeing where we're at with this bat. Last night or the night before, he messages me. I guess it was last night. He messages me. He's like, hey, how long was the bat? Did you want a 33-inch or a 32-inch? I said, okay, I want a 32. Ask me what the engravement is. Gets me the engravement. And this morning, I get an email saying my bat is on its way. So he must have done it like right when he asked me at like 9:30 last night. So I have a bat coming in on Saturday. Perfect time for season to start. So hopefully you'll be able to check that out on our broadcast and see me see if I can get some hits with it or if I'll break it again, which is probably most likely. What's
the over under? That's like one of the things we need to be betting on during the season this year is the over under on how many games it takes for you to break this bat.
Yeah. Well, first shout out to Dan Batts for
what was the name of it?
Dan Batts. DANBATS. Dan Batts.
Dan Batts.
Shout out to him for making good on his promise and his word, albeit 7 months later, but at least I'm getting a new bat. So shout out to him. I'm going to give I'm feeling good about this year. I think I'm at least
I let you use my bat in batting practice the other day and you didn't break it.
Yeah.
Not even a chip.
However, I think in the first season I bought a bat, broke it that same day, then used your bat same game and broke that as well. So two broken bats in one day was an expensive day for me. Luckily, they took back the old bat that I had just bought and got me a new one. So I just had to buy one more new one. I think I can get at least halfway through the season this year. I think I probably get 10 games in without breaking this bat. I'm feeling good about this season. So I think
that's halfway through the season.
I think I broke one or two bats last year. So I made it through the rest of the year without breaking teammates' bats because I didn't want to go buy a new one. So I'm feeling good about it.
It's one of the many things that the fans of our show and friends and family and everyone who watches, they can know that that's what we are spending your hard-earned money on that you decide to give us. We are going to be using it on bats and balls and new gloves and other assortments of things that we need for the baseball season and just to make the show better in general.
Yeah.
Which is why we have went ahead and made a Patreon that is currently going through the verification process to be given the old thumbs up that we are a real group. So that being said, the link is coming soon. And you at home should spend your stimulus check on making this show better. I think.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't take much.
We
20
will
bucks
take
here, 20 bucks there.
$100 here, $1,000 there. We will literally do whatever you want us to do for money within, and it's not even within reason. You know, I mean, nothing illegal.
Right.
We're willing to
It's
put
kinda like
ourselves
that.
in harm's way for the most part. I mean,
The fan-controlled football that like Johnny Football is playing and Josh Gordon. This will be a fan-controlled radio show if you'd like to put enough money up. You know.
Yeah, and if there's like a pharmaceutical company out there, or some sort of big tech organization, some oil company, just some sort of big powerhouse organization that doesn't want us dragging them through the mud, or heck, even defending them from time to time. We're willing to do that if the price is right, and the price is low. So just so people know that. Did you see that? I guess we're getting stimmies.
Yeah, I did see that. Might as well. We're not going to get security, so might as well take money while you can.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take that cash and buy myself something nice.
Yeah.
Or I guess probably, honestly, I'll probably use it to fix the battery on this other computer so I don't have to use this computer that I'm using right now, because honestly the quality of the camera isn't as good. The audio is fine because I can just bring this mic wherever with me, but it's so 2009.
Yeah, but it doesn't come with your preset name on the bottom of this broadcast, so you're just computer as I am at.
I did not even recognize that, and now I just look like an absolute idiot this whole time. Well, because like I said, I had this as my computer display, and I had my actual computer.
Listen, I understand. Our fans at home may not understand, but I understand.
It's real. Well, we do this show just for for you, me, and Muffin, and that's pretty much it. And then whoever else watches. Oh yeah, and Jacob.
If you're still watching, probably not. But if you're still watching,
no, he's not watching anymore.
So, yeah,
there's no way he's watching anymore. What's going on in the North Carolina game? Anything?
I just switched it over to the Texas game, but North Carolina is losing to Virginia Tech 42-40 with 15 and a half to go.
Do you like that? What's the dude's name from Georgia Tech, formerly from Memphis? He was
player,
the coach, Josh Pastner.
That sounds familiar.
I forget that you're not really into the college game. That's what
I'm not really into low tier ACC teams.
No. Okay. So I was watching the Georgia Tech game earlier today and watching them just
Josh Pastner.
Yeah. Watching them just fling the ball around and everything like that.
I know this. Yeah. I'm looking at this guy's face. He's got
exactly. Yeah. He came in and replaced Calipari at Memphis as soon as Cal left for Kentucky. But just watching that game and then just watching other Power 5 conference games. I'm not going to bring up lower conference because I was watching some SWAC basketball earlier today, some Texas State, Texas Southern basketball, some HBCU action. But just watching like the Power 5 schools, like even those schools, like the difference in talent between the NBA and college, like major college basketball, is so great, dude. Like you've got 2 or 3 guys who can light it up at the college ranks, whereas literally everyone in the NBA can shoot if left open. And even on defense, like I'm sick and tired of people saying that there's no defense in the NBA when the issue isn't that there's no defense in the NBA. It's that these guys are so good at scoring. Yeah. And there are so many different ways to score. There's only a certain way to play defense. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the defense has to react.
You're going to get fouled and go to the free throw line. So,
right.
How good your defense is. If your hand comes down slightly, NBA players are so attuned to getting that call and going into any hand that's a fraction down or through or whatever.
Right. And I guess the naysayers and the people that just hate on the professional game and just say, oh, they don't play any defense at all. They don't scrap at all. There's no physicality in it. It's like, no, they are so far and away superior. They are like the best, absolute best player from each of their individual respective college teams. Those are like,
and they don't have to scrap because the game is so clean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the college game is so sloppy and you'll go, minutes without points. And
yeah, because guys put their head down.
Right.
Yeah.
But in the NBA, you might not go, 30 seconds without a couple of buckets and there aren't a bunch of loose balls. And, it's just so clean. And, I was watching that Oklahoma State West Virginia game this morning and, West Virginia puts on a press and all of a sudden Oklahoma State is literally just throwing the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
It's hard to watch. And even for teams like I was into that game, but it was hard to watch. Just like, first of all, Cade Cunningham, you're 6'8". Like you get trapped, you should be able to see over the trap, and he's just firing it, 10 feet out of bounds. And it's like, multiple times down the court. And
well, that's what happened in the
any pressure comes on, the guys just fold.
That's what happened in the Syracuse game. I can't remember. It was Syracuse.
NC State, maybe?
No. Oh, it'll come to me. But yeah, it was
bad radio. Virginia?
Yeah. With Buddy Boeheim.
Yep.
Yeah, the second though that Virginia started getting pressed by Syracuse, that Syracuse literally threw the ball away 2 times in a row. Same thing with Georgia Tech today. They had, I can't remember, I think it was number 0 or number 10. Anyway, if you go back and watch the tape or whatever, you'll know what I'm talking about. In the last 2 minutes of the game, the guy turns it over 3 times. And 2 of them are just out like on passes near the sideline that he just throws out of bounds. And it's just, that's so different compared to the NBA where guys can just handle that pressure. Like they have that perception where they're able to immediately pick up where the pressure's coming from. That 6 spidey sense or whatever, where they're able to just, okay, it's coming from, I don't even see it. I just I feel pressure coming up from the backside. So I just, I know to dump it over there.
Yeah, it's just totally different. Those guys, I mean, that's why you don't see really presses in the NBA or
no.
Every now and then you'll see a double team come to Steph Curry or someone like that. But before the double team even gets there, he's already able to find the cross court pass and put it on a rope, right into the shooting pocket. So it's just, it's just not even worth it to even bring that second man unless you just rather Kelly Oubre take an open 3 than Steph taking a contested 3, which you probably do want. So in that case, I guess it would be worth it just to get out of Steph's hands. But yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just what happened? What happened?
Sorry. A tech dude just threw it down right on top of
what's the score of the Texas game?
It's 21-16, about to be pending a free throw, but he absolutely walloped Texas's big man and then kind of threw that big man to the ground. It was pretty impressive. You don't see that type of athleticism that often in the college game, especially, if it's not a Kentucky team or a Duke team, flashing it. So, I mean, this guy looks like he's maybe like 6'3". He's not even that big of a dude. So he did miss the free throw, however. So kudos to him for.
So what do we have tomorrow? We have the winner of this North Carolina Va-Tech game versus Florida State tomorrow. We've got
big win for Florida State today, beating COVID.
Huge win for Florida State, beating Duke. It was Florida State and COVID versus Duke, and Duke fell. So,
Big East action. We've got what looks to be UConn as they're doubling up DePaul at half, 45-22. So UConn versus Creighton and Seton Hall versus Georgetown.
Heyo.
Big Ten quarterfinals kicking off. Purdue, Ohio State should be a pretty good game. Ohio State almost dropped to Minnesota today.
Purdue do you think Purdue is going to make a deep run this year?
Purdue beat Ohio State.
Are you going to have
Purdue?
Purdue? Are you going to have Purdue in your Final Four?
No. I didn't even have it in the Final Four, Elite Eight, the year that they lost to Virginia a couple of years ago.
We're going to have an official show.
Yeah, after the bracket comes out Monday, I think maybe we do a show and we can do a
where we go through all of it.
Yeah, and really enlighten our crowd on each team.
It'll be one of those episodes. It'll be, for the most part, our episodes typically are anywhere between an hour and a half. That's going to be one of those that might be, the big 3 hour, like our first episode.
Yeah. And I think it'll be worth it to tune in if people are building out brackets to either, fade us or think they're right. I did have a friend reach out to me yesterday after I claimed Alabama and Houston being projected two seeds in the tournament was pretty weak. He told me he has a future on Alabama to win it all, 100-1. So he's a little biased, but he asked me who I thought was better and who I thought potentially should be in that 2 seed role instead of them. If Alabama wins the SEC or Arkansas wins the SEC, you pretty much have to put them as a 2 seed. I don't like Houston at all. So
yeah, I was like, I never like. We all
Houston,
we
nobody
say
can shoot
that
on that team.
Yeah, and we say that the dance is always fun for the mid-major schools. It's fun to follow one of the smaller schools, but don't pick them. It's fun to follow after your bracket's falling apart, but don't pick them. Stick to the high seeds.
So basically, he asked who would I have ahead of them, and I said whoever wins this West Virginia Oklahoma State game. I think, especially if Oklahoma State beats Baylor tomorrow, I think they've got a real chance to be a 2 seed. I said if Bama rolls to the SEC tournament, I guess you're forced to give them a 2 seed. But I'm taking whoever they play in the second round of the NCAA tournament. So you're hearing it now, Alabama out second round.
Alabama will not make it out of the first weekend. What other kind of bold predictions you got? Because I like that one a lot.
Houston also is not going to get out of the first weekend.
Wow.
I really like West Virginia. I think they are primed to make a pretty deep run, even though they lost today. I think
Bob Huggins, hard to count Bob Huggins.
Yep, well coached. They play hard. They've got.
I don't know if he's graduated a single player in his career, but
a couple good guards, a good big man in Culver that gets to the free throw line better than anybody in the country. So watch them. I think Alabama, they lost to. They had some really bad losses. They lost to Stanford this year, Western Kentucky, and Clemson, and they only beat Furman, 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 by 3 points. So
that was at the beginning of the year, though, right?
It was beginning-ish, and all three of those losses were beginning-ish of the year. But then the only team they faced non-conference this year that was any good was in the middle of the season was OU, and OU.
That's right.
OU rolled them. So
the Big 12 had a pretty good year this year.
Yeah, top to bottom. I think they're going to have 7 teams that are probably a 5 at the
ACC sucked.
Yeah, Big 10 to Big 12. A lot of good teams.
Is the Pac-12 good? I think the Pac-12 is good, aren't they?
I think they pretty much have
Oregon, Stanford.
No, I don't think Stanford is tournament bound. I think really all they have is USC is ranked number 24 in the country. Oregon's 20-5, and they've kind of hit their stride this year. UCLA was bubble watch, I think, and they lost in overtime to Oregon State. So we'll have to see on UCLA. And Colorado is number 23 in the country.
That's right.
But if you ask me if I trust Colorado, the answer is no. So they are probably also a first weekend exit. And USC, I think, is always perennial first weekend exit. So
USC, UCLA, those guys are they make it on being a big program.
Only team you can really trust is Oregon, probably, and I think a lot of the non
is Utah down this year?
I think they're down this year.
I was about to say because I forget that Utah is in the Pac-12 also.
They are losing right now to USC, but they are 12-12 on the year, so they are.
So they're not in it.
Not dancing. I think a lot of my distrust. Go ahead.
Oh no, we're still on dance talk. I was
Yeah,
gonna keep it on college basketball.
A lot of my distrust with the Pac-12 is they just play so late, so I don't watch them. So
Mine is strictly Bill Walton.
Highlights.
Mine is strictly Bill Walton. I root against Pac-12 teams because I just can't stand listening to Bill Walton. And I know that, if a Pac-12 team keeps going, then whoever it is, it doesn't matter. ESPN, CBS, TNT, TBS. It does not matter who is broadcasting the game. They're going to bring on Bill Walton for some reason at some point, and he always just shows up, and he just, oh well, the reason it's the Conference of Champions, and it's just like, shut up, man.
Yeah, and then he starts talking about random people that aren't even at the game.
Yeah, he's like, did you see that guy with the peanuts at the top row over there? That's a guy, right? That's a funny guy. Thank Bill. We're in the middle of the second half. There's 2 minutes left. What are you talking about?
Yeah. He'll miss the buzzer beater for you talking about the Grateful Dead. So how would you like to be his handler, though? And I call him his handler, but really his play-by-play guy. Tough job for him.
Who is it now? It's the same guy. It's been the same guy for a while.
Yeah, it's been the same guy. And he must have really, done something wrong.
I'm going to have to look and find. And if it's not, I'm going to go ahead and make it myself. But I got to go and find and see if there's a best of Bill Walton with, the play-by-play guy, because whenever I have watched games that Bill Walton's calling, it seems like the play-by-play guy is always giving him jabs and always just oh yeah, that was really stupid, but we're just going along with it, aren't we, Bill? And I don't know if Bill I don't know if he gets it. I don't know if he is in on it, or if he just doesn't care. You know what I mean? Maybe it either goes over his head and it either goes over his head and he's just oh, I don't think he's really making fun of me, or Bill's just doubling down. Just yep, I'm going to keep on doing this.
So Dave Pasch is his play-by-play guy. And he's quoted to say, on game day, my teammate Bill Walton views me as his enemy. Not good if your teammate thinks you're his enemy. He broke down. I'm going to scroll through his article real quick. He breaks down what it's like, or how he deals with Bill Walton, and how Bill Walton is as insane as he thought he was. So his Pac-12 partner, Dave Pasch, has been doing it for 6 years, and this was in 2018.
And he's still with them, right? I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is. He said, I've enjoyed the challenge. It definitely stretched me as a broadcaster. Jim Gray, who has been around a long time, said to me a few years ago, Bill has a lot for the people's career, and I believe that.
I just wish he'd stop doing it to mine.
Walton, Pasch recalled, went on a rant about how throwing an item into the stands was a technical foul, and Pasch just let him keep going. He said, I got a call from Mike Tirico the next week. He gave me great advice about Bill. He said, hey, you have to stop him. You just let him go. You have to jump in. So then he learned in 2012 that he and Walton would be the top team for ESPN's Pac-12 basketball package, which no one's really watching the Pac-12.
Yeah, I was about to say, what is that? The top team.
He said, I didn't know how wild it would be. I probably resisted a little bit. Let's see.
Smoking doobies in the parking lot before every game.
He says, no matter what I say, don't take it personally, is what Bill Walton told him.
Bill Walton's just a show. He's just a showman.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's also a bad showman. I'm sure he's a great entertainer. I'm sure he's fantastic in person, but good God, man, he's absolutely right. I don't even know the scenario, but I can totally hear it now. Bill Walton just going on and on and on about how, some play that happened 5 minutes ago, or hell, the previous half, something could have, some guy could have thrown a cup of water or something like that into the stands from the previous half. And he's like, well, do you remember how big would that technical have been? In the 4 minutes into the game, it's a 20-point game now, but it could have been 20 points the other way if they would have called that tech.
Yeah. Yeah, he's rough to listen to. I think the first time it was kind of a novelty, and I was kind of just like, wow, this is a lot.
It's like
but it wasn't as bad.
bad.
And now it's just like so over the top. I think he's really leaned into it too, so it's like gotten even more crazier. And somehow he's spun in his head that like everybody loves him when he does this stuff. So I think he leans into it even more and more, and it just gets worse. I don't know how long ESPN can really keep up with it. And also, he's kind of crazy. When is he going to say something that's out of line?
I don't know.
I think you're kind of playing with.
He's a West Coast. He's a West Coast hippie guy. I don't know how much what he really could. All he wants to do is go surfing and play his guitar and
go to concerts and
right, exactly, and get high. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't.
Do you think Bill Walton surfs?
No, I bet his back and
he had feet problems, didn't he, in the NBA?
He had what?
Feet problems.
Was it his feet? Yeah, I think it was his feet, wasn't it? Yeah, Larry Bird was his back.
Yeah,
man. Nowadays, they don't treat him. They didn't treat him back then. The same as they do now. These days, it's like, oh, you got like a hangnail, or is your knee?
Yeah. How about
your knee feeling like an ow? You got an ow?
Yeah,
on your knee. 2 to 3 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like Chris Stapps every time, the wind pushes him one way or the other. Like, oh crap. Well, Chris Stapps is day to day now because he, slipped in the shower and he didn't fall. But we're just going to be as a precaution. We don't want him doing anything, and that's the state of the modern NBA.
Yeah. Yep. We want to switch gears here to a little bit NFL Massacre Week, as Pat McAfee has dubbed it. Pretty wild so far. Salary cap is lower than last year, so usually it goes up. This year it's lower, so teams are looking to find ways to get under that line. And the Chiefs released like their entire offensive line. So
yeah, how much of this is like
good?
How much of this is like, okay, they release them with the intention of like signing them back for, at a discounted rate?
Yeah. I guess with probably the Chiefs, you probably do want to go back. But a lot of these teams, I know the Bills, they released Matt Milano, their linebacker. Actually, I think he was just a free agent. So they re-signed their free agent. But there were some pretty big names being released. Both offensive tackles for Kansas City Chiefs and one of their guards. I think they let go 3 of their offensive linemen.
Three offensive linemen for the Chiefs are just
Riley Reef, pretty good left tackle for the Vikings, got released.
You think the Chiefs saw what Patrick Mahomes could do in the Super Bowl as far as like with absolutely no offensive line help? They were just like, let's just get rid of everybody. He doesn't need them.
Yeah, I think they maybe bring back a couple of those guys, but I think they probably heavily invest draft assets to offensive line this year. You have to, right? I mean, you don't want Russell Wilson scenario where he's being sacked all the time, then he's asking not asking for a trade, officially not asking for a trade, unofficially asking for a trade. So got to protect your quarterback.
Bold prediction here: Russell Wilson will suit up for the Chicago Bears.
Opening day. Wow. What's that package look like, do you think?
It looks like a bunch of more first-round picks. It looks like I will never get to see a first-round pick in my life or my children's life or my children's lives. But we might get
worth it.
Totally worth it. 60 years of first-round picks.
Really not that far away from
being good. They franchise tagged Allen Robinson. So
great defense, brought back Allen Robinson. I mean, that tells me if you're going to bring back Allen Robinson, that you are looking
to get someone who
Upgrade
can
your
throw
quarterback.
Allen Robinson the ball.
Yeah. Could be Russell Wilson.
But back into football offseason talk, I had read something very interesting today that Bill Belichick is kind of, being looked at as like, wait a minute, maybe this whole thing was actually Brady. And what the heck is Bill Belichick doing trading for this, old tackle? And what is he doing trying to trade for Jimmy Garoppolo? And, why is he trying to undo all these moves he did?
Yeah. I will say to Belichick's, be on his side a little bit. They had like 3 All-Pros opt out of the season last year, let alone having to find a quarterback, pretty late in the search. So
That's true. That's true. I forgot about the guys that were missing from the
the
season
McCourty
entirely.
twins. I think they had a really good linebacker that opted out. They never really hit on receivers. They brought in N'Keal Harry. He wasn't very good. So at this point, if Jimmy G's on the table to get, I don't know who else you can go out and get to be better.
Well, is San Francisco trying to get rid of him?
There's talks that they're
2 years removed from he's 2 years removed from taking him to a Super Bowl.
and
I am so sick and tired
they
of
paid a lot of money. So
as a Bears fan, man, I am so sick and tired of all of these other teams. We are literally in an off season right now where half the league got rid of their quarterbacks, and every single one of them is better than every guy that's played quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
Ungrateful.
Vince Cutler, but even before that.
Yeah, Grossman.
Andy Dalton's better than any guy that the Bears have had to suit up from in the last 5 years. That's what yes, I know. And then we have Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles.
For Mitch
Yeah, we have these guys, and then all of a sudden it's free agency time rolling around, and we're not bringing them back. But all the other teams that are letting go of their quarterbacks too, all of their quarterbacks are better than the Bears. So literally, the Chicago Bears are only going to upgrade at the quarterback position this year. I would just prefer for it to be Russell Wilson.
Yeah, to be a mega upgrade than just a slight upgrade.
I mean, you would hope that Virginia McCaskey wants to see them win one before she goes.
Yeah, it's tough sledding to compete in an Aaron Rodgers AFC North.
I don't like bringing it up because I just don't like bringing it up because it's nice to think about the possibility of winning the division, but the reality is it's just never going to happen. You're over there in Colts land. I guess
there's a couple dumpster fires already. So in Jacksonville and Houston. So
you guys are in the exact opposite situation. The Bears have to go up against Dan the Man Campbell and Aaron Rodgers and Kirk Cousins, who's a killer.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Good receiver. Good rookie receiver. I would like to talk a little bit about the AFC South. And the Houston coach, Coley, today had his press conference. And basically, I'll verbal meme this. The house is on fire and the dog is saying, this is fine. Basically saying, Deshaun's our quarterback. I don't know of anything negative going on with that situation. It's all good. He's going to be our quarterback next year. And then Deshaun literally saying, I am not playing for the Houston Texans next year. So I don't know where he's getting his information from or what. And I feel bad for the guy because he's kind of the fall guy. And he's taking over this dumpster fire.
It's not his fault.
Yeah, he's taking over this dumpster fire, but he's kind of just using like wet wipes to try to put the fire out. And it's not working.
Don't worry, fans. Hey, fans, do not worry. Don't even listen to Deshaun because he's going to be our quarterback, and I don't care what he says.
Meanwhile, Russell Wilson hasn't even officially requested a trade, but Seattle's sending out to their season ticket holders about the team and mentioned nothing about their star quarterback. So two totally opposite ends of the spectrum. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, how much of this is due to the fact that, you know, they're trying to sell season tickets and trying to make sure, like, hey, no, don't worry, don't give up your season ticket licenses because Deshaun's still going to be here.
Yeah, I mean, it's got. I mean, at this point, he's your quarterback, and you have to save face. But boy, I would not want to be a Houston Texans fan,
dude. And
right?
then
I would want to be a Houston sports fan right now, honestly.
Yeah, what an absolute dumpster fire, because then there's the whole, like, they traded everything, or they traded a bunch of picks to the Dolphins.
For
like,
Laramie Tunzel.
Yeah, for Laramie Tunzel.
Yeah, so they don't even have a first-round pick this year or I think next year.
No.
To get any better. So, I mean.
That's what I mean. Like, what are they going to do, dude? They lost J.J. Watt. They're going to lose Deshaun Watson. They're going to, like, they've already had, you know, DeAndre Hopkins last year. Oh, there you go. They signed, what, 32-year-old Mark Ingram?
Yeah. Yep. And they traded DeAndre Hopkins, and they didn't even get a first-round pick. He's a top 5 receiver, and you can't even get a first-round pick.
And he's a second, and they get a second-round pick for him.
Yeah, and David Johnson. Yeah, I don't. You know, Bill O'Brien really screwed the pooch for him, and then they bring up this. Is it Jake or Jack Easterby? You know, their pastor, their in-house pastor.
Yeah.
Who now is their vice president of operations,
which is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen any of this guy's work. It's very cringe, and he has one video out where he's, you know, talking about, you know, East Coast people and Southern people and Midwest people, but his accent is like the exact same for each one, and he's trying to like mimic them, and it's very bad. Yeah. So, and
we will share it on the website.
Yeah, that'll be shared. It's crazy right now, and I'm just glad they're in my division. So, imagine if they'd done anything at all with Deshaun Watson. You know, the Texans would be winning that division every year, but instead, he's got to go and put up career numbers and lose 12 games.
Well,
so,
what are the odds that, like, you guys, I say you guys, Colts fans, they, you know, Peyton Manning's done. Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck.
Ruined Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck's done after 8 seasons, right? But there's not a whole, like, there's no tanking situation to be had because Marcus Mariota of the Titans sucks. So they were trying to find someone to play quarterback. So they had, you know, 2 seasons of just trying to, like, okay, like 30-something-year-old Ryan Tannehill. Okay, he fits. All right, well, and then in that time, Blaine Gabbert fell off the face of the earth at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't he like okay for? No, not him. It was not Blaine Gabbert. It was the dude from Blake Bortles. That's right. Yeah, Blake Bortles was flash in the pan for a couple. You know, they have flash in the pan quarterbacks.
AFC Championship game.
Yeah, and then next year fell off the face of the earth. Same with Gardner Minshew. You know, he was okay.
Been, you know, the Colts, you know, they lose Peyton Manning. They tank for 1 season.
Then the rest of the division falls apart.
And then they're good for a few years, and they ruin Andrew Luck. And they're not bad, but they're not good for, you know, a couple of years. They're still, you know, maintaining status quo. And then, you know, and then they're back. They almost win the division this year. They go to playoffs last year, playoffs this year. And now they're 22-1 favorites to win the Super Bowl. And it's, you know, with the 4th most cap space to divvy out. So that number
I mean, like,
go up. So
it's not like Indy is known for signing big time free agents or anything because nobody wants to go play in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but at least they're indoors.
But they've, like you said, they've got money. You know, they've got
which they don't typically ever have because, you know, the Peyton Manning years, you had to pay Peyton, you had to pay Harrison, you had to pay Dwight Freeney, you had to pay Wayne, you had to pay Robert Mathis, you had to pay your
Carson Wentz is on a fat contract, isn't he?
Relatively, I think he's like the 5th or 6th highest paid quarterback. But it'll just continue to, like, he'll continue to fall down the ladder. as quarterbacks get more and more every year, the market goes up. And if he's good, I'd pay 25. We paid, $25 million for Phillip Rivers last year. And if we can get, better results from a $25 million as Carson Wentz, I think I'd take that all day and twice on Sunday. So,
Heck yeah. Well, we are approaching an hour and a half. That's about the perfect
cutoff time, especially with Saturday and then hopefully Monday we'll have a pretty big episode. So
yes, we've got a lot. Oh yeah, man, we have got a ton of content coming at you between Saturday the tryout and then Monday the bracketology breakdown.
Yeah,
so,
and then the following Sunday the scrimmage. So lot in the works here on GJ Radio. So stay tuned.
It is a lot to look forward to. I did a chicken tender review. I wanted to knock out the chains, so I went ahead and just did a Whataburger. I'll post that.
Great.
I gave it a C+.
Yeah,
the tenders, they're okay. Fair. They're not bad. It's just they'll
do in a pinch.
They're fast food tenders. Exactly.
Yeah.
They're fast. I think they're better than Cane's, honestly.
I'm a big Cane's guy. I'm a bigger Slim Chickens guy.
Oh yeah, and then Chicken Express.
Yeah, Chicken E's good.
Okay, I'm gonna play the outro song. I'm gonna play not the outro song. It's the intro song, but it'll just it's the video now.
Dual.
I guess it's time to go.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
He looks like a Cuban that's been dead for 3 weeks.
Look in Baker's eyes. I think we were on the same level.
He looks like Matilda's daddy that sells cars.
Danny DeVito?
I think he danced in front of us for about an unnecessarily long time.
Based on a rundown.
Featuring Val. Yours truly. We're talking about
other players. There was Maddox, Glavin, Smoltz, Avery.
Is John, hit us with it.
This is all pointless right now because you have no idea what anyone's going to do in free agency.
Jeff Blauser, Chipper Jones.
I was going to say, where's Chipper?
His English is not tremendous.
Oh, whoa, what the heck?
I remember when Doug Flutie had got benched for that 6'5", just athletic quarterback who was trash.
I'm sorry to say this. I don't think he's been that good.
Oh, whoa, what the heck?
Still, if Kevin Pritchard walked up to me, I wouldn't know.
I don't think anybody is going to shy away from calling the NCAA corrupt and